Hey everybody, welcome to the Fast Jam. I'm kind of warming up a little bit there, trying to do a little fast Katie Hill. But we're going to start much slower than that. We're going to start kind of reasonable and take it from there. We're going to start with 30 Years of Farming. Great song written by Fred Eaglesmith. Just going to double check on the streams here. Looks like Facebook is up and working. I'll listen to that picking. I'm just going to open up that window so I can see your comments, and I'm going to open up the old YouTube channel so I can see your comments there too. Okay, well, it's been a fun night here on the slow and mid-tempo jams. Feeling pretty good. I think all the technology is working, and so here we go. 30 Years of Farming in G. And a 1 and 1 and a 1 and a 1 and a 4, 4 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 5, 1 and 1, 1 and 1 and a 4, 4 and 1, 1 and a 1, 1 and a 1 and 5 and 1. It's a long form, and we're going to go ahead and let you kick it off over that entire thing. So I'm going to turn on the click and see if this is a good tempo, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate how I might kick that off. So here's how I might do it. 1, 2, 3. So why don't you go ahead and do your version of that kickoff here in the key of G, 30 Years of Farming. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's a little white note on the gate by the road that a man put up yesterday. And when we saw it, we all ran out just to see what it had to say. And when we read it, our eyes filled with tears and they fell to the cold hard clay. Something about a mortgage, something about foreclosure, something about failure to pay. Oh, and on the post by the general store they put up a little sign. An auction sale day after tomorrow at the end of the Lincoln line. 30 years of farming, 30 years of heartache, 30 years of day to day. Oh, my daddy stopped talking the day the farm was auctioned. There was nothing left to say. I got it. Oh, my mother's tears flowed freely down as she walked among the flowers in the yard. And every number the auctioneer called was like a blow to her precious heart. And every number the auctioneer called meant another thing was sold that day. and we all stood there watching as they loaded it and drove it away. Oh, and on the post by the general store they put up a little sign, an auction sale day after tomorrow at the end of the Lincoln line. 30 years of farming, 30 years of heartache, 30 years of day to day. Oh, my daddy stopped talking the day the farm was auctioned. There was nothing left to say. Play. At the day's first dawning, when we awoke next morning, there was nothing for us to do. Nothing in the granary, no hay in the meadow, no cattle, no tractor, no tools. So we loaded up the car, took the clothes that we wore, and a few things we managed to save. Mama read from the book, we took one last look, and then we drove away. Oh, and on the post by the general store they put up a little sign, an auction sale day after tomorrow at the end of the Lincoln line. 30 years of farming, 30 years of heartache, 30 years of day to day. Oh, my daddy stopped talking the day the farm was auctioned. There was nothing left to say. Lonesome, lonesome song, but a really fun song to play and a fun song to sing. Okay, next we got Standing on the Mountain. Somebody in the Mid-Tempo Jam requested this, and it was already on the list here tonight. Good old Jim and Jesse, Standing on the Mountain. Now this song is at 1:30 on the recording. We're not quite at 1:30 yet, but we're close. So here we go. Standing on the Mountain. This is a duet throughout. It's really fun to sing this song as a duet. Someone singing that high tenor part the whole time. And it goes, one and a one and a one and a one, one and a one and a one, one, one to the four, four and a one, and a four and a five and a one. That's it. If I'm kicking it off, it might be something like... Good old Jim and Jesse, Standing on the Mountain, key of G. Kick us off. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Darling, will you marry me? I asked the maiden fair. Turned my back upon her. When I looked, she wasn't there. She left me standing, standing on the mountain. She left me standing way up there. I got it. Where the honeybees are buzzing round the flowers there, that is where she left me, somewhere in that mountain air. She left me standing, standing on the mountain. She left me standing way up there. Play it. They were both laughing at you, giving me the ear. You left me standing, standing on the mountain. You left me standing way up there. I would give most anything if once more she'd appear. Tell me that she cared a little for this mountaineer. She left me standing, standing on the mountain. She left me standing way up there. Play. I would give most anything if once more she'd appear and tell me that she cared a little for this mountaineer. She left me standing, standing on the mountain. She left me standing way up there. She left me standing, standing on the mountain. She left me standing way up there. All right. I was trying to give you the tag symbol. I'm struggling with the tag symbol tonight for some reason. Okay, there you go, Standing on the Mountain. Fun, fun, fun song. All right, how's everyone doing out there? It is a ghost town on the YouTube channel. Hopefully some of you are picking along and just too busy to make any comments. How we doing here? Sandra, wow, good to see you. Hi, David. David's stalwart, picking along with me, getting your practice in. Your 25 days of mandolin is sounding real good there, buddy. MC. Longmont in 1979. Wow, that must have been a cool scene. Longmont is you know, it's got some cool culture now. They got some music happening and breweries and things. Hi Kathy, hi James Taylor and Golden. Hey Matt, hi Sage. Thank you all for being here. Cool. All right, moving right along. Roanoke. So I put Roanoke early in this set so we didn't have to play it at actual Roanoke tempo. Actual Roanoke tempo is like 160. It's really, really fast. And on guitar, for me, it's one of the hardest tunes to play just because of all the string crossing. It's a simple melody, right? So I figured we'd ease up on ourselves here and play it at a reasonable kind of tempo. So let's give it a go here, Roanoke. About there. That's significantly a far cry slower than Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys would play it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to start you on this. See if I can even play it at this tempo tonight. Let's see. Okay, so that lick acts as a count off. It acts like taters. It's just like 8 taters. Okay? So we're gonna play Roanoke and I'll kick us off and let's take it 3 times through, okay? I'll play that lick and I'll kick it. And it'll go me, you, and then you tag it. And I will answer your tag as best I can from this remote location where I can't even hear you. All right, here we go. Roanoke in G. Let me try that again. Here it is. I'm gonna play this clean. I'm doing another do-over. Here we go. said 4 3 times, but let's play it again. Thanks for indulging me on the one more pass. I was starting to warm up to it, and I wanted to get another good run through there. Cool, Roanoke. Fun. It's like reasonable at that tempo, right? Yeah. So we'll keep nudging that one back up into its actual performance tempo here in the weeks to come. Going back to old Kentucky. All right, Bill Monroe. Good old classic. I'm going back to old Kentucky. So we're going to be in A. All right. So this one, straightforward. You probably know it. And it's in A, and it goes, and a 1, 4, 1, and a 1, and a 5. Straight up bluegrass music. Have a sip of your tea and your water, or whatever bitter brew you're drinking. And here we go. Key of A, you're gonna kick us off. I'm gonna make sure we got okay. Key of A, you're gonna kick us off here on Going Back to Old Kentucky. I hope you sing good tenor along with me too. Here we go. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. When I left old Kentucky, Linda kissed me and she cried. I told her that Linda Lou, you know I love you. I long for you both night Kentucky. I'll be coming back someday. I'm going back to old Kentucky, there to see my little Lou. I'm going back to old Kentucky, where the skies were always blue. Me then you. I'm going back to old Kentucky, there to see my little Lou. I'm going back to old Kentucky, where the skies were always blue. Hey, doesn't that feel good? Ah, love it. Okay, House of the Rising Sun. Hey, why not? Now, we've done this in the past. It's been a long time. And we do this as kind of an instrumental. And this is a little bit sort of like the Tony Rice version from the Unit of Measure album. And it's the same regular changes of House of the Rising Sun, which is A minor, C, D, F, A minor, C, E7, A minor, C, A minor. Now, here's a musical quiz for you. Who came up with those changes for this song? That's question one. Question two, who made this famous? Who recorded it first? I'll give you a hint, it's not the same person. But this person learned this version from the other person who came up with those changes. These aren't the traditional changes of the song, but this is how we play the song today. So it'll be like bluegrass style. Instrumental. And you play that twice through. Then we do this little vamp. It'll be a little slower than that probably. But that's how, so when you're playing your solo, you're going to start when the actual song begins. There is a house in New Orleans. And then you're going to play your solo twice through that chorus. And then at the end, you're going to keep soloing on the vamp. You keep playing over that. Then I take it over. We switch at the top of the song form. So that vamp is just an A minor, basically up a whole step. It's like a B minor with the A still in the bass. But if you're playing a mandolin or a different instrument, you can just like, you know, be... You don't have to worry about the bass note, of course. You're just moving the chord up a whole step and then doing like a C shape right back to the F sharp minor. It's almost like a say what. I mean, I don't know. It's a jazzy thing that Tony Rice likes to play, and it kind of comes from the Miles Davis, you know, kind of cool jazz school. And your mode would be like an A minor Dorian. So it's fun to jam on that bit. So I'm going to do the same thing. So at the end of your break, you play the rhythm for me, and then you do that vamp, you know, and I'll keep noodling over the vamp, and then I'll come in on the rhythm at the top of the song form. So that's how it goes. So I'm going to let you kick this off, since the rhythm is particular, you know. So I'm going to start on the vamp, and you just start noodling, start playing, and then you'll hear the song form begin. Play the melody best you can. Or whatever version of it you want. You know, you should probably riff on it. This is kind of a jazzy version, right? And twice through, and then you keep playing on that vamp, and then come in with the rhythm, and I'll take over on the next song form. So how about that? You'll kick it off, and we'll each play it 4 times through, okay? So you kick it off, take it all the way through, then I'll play one, you play one, I'll play one, you play one, 4 times each. And then at the end, we'll just play the vamp until I stop. And you can kind of noodle a little bit. Okay, fun, different, cool. Here we go. Now, definitely not that fast. Let's see. Not quite that fast either. We're going to kind of keep this one reasonable since it has some different stuff going on. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start on the vamp, and you come in picking. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. fun. I hope I didn't lose too many of you hardcore bluegrassers, but that to me is just a lot of fun. Cool, how's everyone doing? One foot on the platform, the other one on the train. Signal twerp, huh? Okay, well, hi Alex in Calgary. Hey Skip. Hi James, cool. All right, glad you all are still here. Anyone have the answer to my quiz yet? This is an old time song, and Randy Kelly knows the answer of this. It was written by a woman, and I do not know her name. Sorry, I don't know the name of the composer. But my question to you is, here's the quiz. Who came up with those changes for this old song? And then who basically stole them and recorded them first? Okay. I'll give you the answer at the end if nobody comes up with it. All right, it's been a long, long day. I was at Jam Play all day today filming a new song lesson for Amy, what you wanna do? That's one of those country rock songs that, you know, people that, like, who don't really know country are trying to play country. The solos on that are a little funny, but it's a really cool song, and it was fun teaching that lesson. So I've had a guitar in my hand all day long, and I am winding down, and we're gonna come out swinging with these last 4 numbers of the Fast Jam. And this is going to be Foggy Mountain Top, which is another one we haven't done in a while, but I love this song. And, you know, listening to the Doc and Bill version, Doc Watson and Bill Monroe, it's so good. And this is a fun one to play in the Fast Jam. So let's see here. We're gonna crank it up. This is another song that you don't have to like do a bunch of busy. Back it down a little bit from there. You don't have to do a bunch of busy stuff. You can just go. On guitar, it's all just built into the chords, you know. But anyway, that's how it goes. Why don't you kick us off on Foggy Mountain Top in the key of F. Here we go. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. If I was on some foggy mountain top, I'd sail away to the west. I'd sail all around this whole wide world to the girl I love the best. If there you see that gal of mine, there's something you must tell her. She need not to fool her time away, a-courting some other feller. If I was on some foggy mountain top, I'd sail away to the west. I'd sail all around this whole wide world to the girl I love the best. Play. If I had listened to what Mama said, I would not have been here today, lying around this old jailhouse, just a weeping my sweet life away. If I was on some foggy mountain top, I'd sail away to the west. I'd sail all around this whole wide world to the girl I love the best. I got it. If ever you go courting, I'll tell you how to do. Pull off that long tail roustabout, put on your navy blues. If I was on some foggy mountain top, I'd sail away to the west. I'd sail all around this whole wide world to the girl I love the best. Play. Last chorus. If I was on some foggy mountain top, I'd sail away to the west. I'd sail all around this whole wide world to the girl I love the best. That's how they ended on the Monroe and Dock. It's a hard one on guitar. It's more of a mandolin thing, but hey, I'm just making excuses. We all should be able to play that. Da, 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 da. Quick little triplet. Okay, what's next? Old Joe Clark. Now this is a speed training number, so I'm going to crank the tempo, and the idea is that you can, and I did this on purpose, you know, I'm going to go like, you know, I'm not going to say where we're at, but we're going to be really fast. And the idea is that you can play your simple version anytime, and this is going to get us acclimated to fast tempo, and it'll make these last couple songs seem much easier. This is a strategy that I do when I'm practicing. I like to blast way ahead, even if I'm not playing very clean. And then I can come back to tempos that are in between where we were and where we are now, and it's going to seem a lot easier. So you can always do this like... Keep it simple. And if you got some little bursts of quickness to throw in there, great. And if by the end you got your 16th note version all the way, go for it. Anyhow, here we go. Old Joe Clark, I'm going to kick it off. This is part of what I was saying earlier, like the Fast Jam is here to give you ways, give you tools that you can use to keep up even beyond your skill level as a picker. Just hang with the tempo, even if you're going, even if you're not doing the full bluegrass rhythm, just do something that works with this tempo. I'll kick it off, and we'll go 4 times through. After your 4th time, tag it. Here we go. purpose of that exercise is not necessarily to execute cleanly. The purpose is to come out feeling relaxed. Like, don't tense up. That's the whole name of the game. If you're tensing up, then you're playing either too hard or trying to do too much. So if you can just kind of glide through that tempo and get used to feeling relaxed, that's going to help you to play at those fast tempos. And if you get some good notes and some good licks in there, great. Okay, so moving on, we're going to back down the tempo for White Freightliner. And this might feel actually kind of comfortable after being up where we were. So, back it down a little bit more. So White Freightliner Blues. And again, we haven't done this song in ages. I'm just kind of going through those old set lists and trying to find some of the cool songs that we haven't done in a while. This is a song written by Townes Van Zandt, of course. Does anyone have an answer to my quiz yet? How we doing? You're too busy ripping to write anything. Hi, David. My old friend David Lycum from college, from Cal Arts. Cool. Awesome, man. Glad to see you here. We were sweet mates back in school. Okay, so White Freightliner Blues. It starts on the 4 chord. It's a 12-bar blues in B, but it starts on the 4 chord. So it's like 2, 3, 4. 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 1. 2 of those. 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 1. And a 5 and 5 and 4 and 4 and 1. Now remember, the melody is on the 1, meaning a B note, and the chord is a 4 chord. Don't be tempted to go to those 4 chord notes. Like, don't be tempted to go to the root of that 4 chord. It's the 5th of the 4 chord. That's where the melody begins. Okay? So my kickoff would be something like... we got to be really light in our touch here. Don't try to play too hard. Lightening up. Skip. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. Here's the quiz question one more time, and I'll give you the answer at the end. I'm specifically looking for... you have to tell me, though, what he did, okay? Who came up with these changes for House of the Rising Sun, the modern changes that we play, and then who was the first to record them? And everyone else learned it from this person who recorded them. Okay. Let's see. Go ahead and kick us off here on White Freightliner Blues in the key of B. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? I got it. Bad news from Houston, half of my friends are dying. Yes, it's bad news from Houston, half of my friends are dying. Why Freightliner? Mexico ain't bad, Lord, people there, they treat you kind. New Mexico ain't bad, Lord, people there, they treat you kind. Why, Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? I got it. Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back to where I came. Oh, Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back to where I came. Why, Freightliner, won't you steal away my brain? Play it, I'm gonna play it after you. Play it again. I'll take it again. One more time. Going out on the highway, listen to their big trucks whine. Going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. Why, Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Why, Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Why, Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Jimmy Martin ending. Sorry, I did a horrible job cueing you on the tags there, but I play that song and that's kind of how I play it. So it was habit. Okay, one more song, Traveling the Highway Home. Anyone got the answer there? Woody Guthrie. Yeah, Woody Guthrie did the song. Alan Lomax discovered it. Georgia Turner. Yes, this is the female song, the woman who composed the song, correct? Cool, in rural Kentucky. Lead Belly did it. Fairport Convention, Bo Diddley. Cool. Animals kind of did the... Skip is on the right track here. Bob Dylan is one of these people, but you got to tell me which one he is and who the other one is too. Now this is something I learned from watching the Bob Dylan No Direction Home documentary. So I would be, you can fact check me on this, but we're not talking about the song and people who played the song. We're talking about who came up with that set of chord changes and then who first recorded it. Okay. Last song, Traveling the Highway Home in B. We're going to go ahead and let her rip on this one and get back to where we were on Old Joe Clark there. Get Back. I hope some of you have watched Get Back. I'm halfway through Get Back, the 7.5 hour marathon of it. It's so great. But I'm a Beatles fan. You kind of have to be a Beatles fan to love that show, obviously. Okay, here is Traveling the Highway Home in B. 1, 1, and 1, and 1, and 4, 4, and 1. 1, and 1, and 1, and 1, 1. So I want our breaks and our kickoff, your kickoff, to go through the verse and the chorus. Same changes, but the melody's a little different. So let me demonstrate how I might kick it off. 1, 2, 3. And again, like if you don't quite have the licks, go for the feeling, go for that relaxed feeling, okay? And that's what, if we can get to the end of this fast jam feeling relatively relaxed and not tense or anything, that's what we're going for. And we'll be able to build on that feeling and get those licks better and better as we go. Nice light touch here and kick us off on Traveling the Highway Home. At the end, we'll go back and forth a few times like that. We'll get a couple extra breaks to practice. Here we go. Key of B, Traveling the Highway Home, kick us off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Moving toward the sunset of time, I'm traveling the highway home. Leaving this world of sin far behind, traveling the highway home. I'm traveling the highway home. I'm traveling the highway home. On narrow the way, thank God I can say I'm traveling the highway home. I got it. Old Satan said that I'd never be traveling the highway home, but when I resisted, he had to flee. Traveling the highway home. I'm traveling the highway home. I'm traveling the highway home. On narrow the way, thank God I can say it. Traveling the highway home. Play. Sometimes the roads seem weary and long, traveling the highway home. But in my heart there's always the song, traveling the highway home. I'm traveling the highway home. I'm traveling the highway home. On narrow the way, thank God I can say I'm traveling the highway home. Mean it here. Cool. How do you feel? Are you relaxed? I'm feeling like better than since we started this. I'm finally starting to get this back, and I had to remind myself today that thing about really lightening up and staying relaxed. So I hope you take that with you. Okay, so Clarence Lick, yep. That's one you can get so much mileage out of that one. Hi Paul, good to see you. Brew guys. David, if capos work on a fretless 6-string electric bass, I am not familiar with 6-string electric basses, but I'll bet you could find a capo that works on there. Okay, Mark Denoncourt. You got it right. Dave Van Ronk. According to himself in the Dylan documentary, Dave Van Ronk came up with those chord changes that we play on House of the Rising Sun. Definitely, it's on Netflix. I mean, last I checked, it was on Netflix. So yeah, you know. I know everyone wants to come up with the answer, but anyway, according to that show, Dave Van Ronk came up with the changes, and then Bob Dylan. Here's the genius of Dylan. He had never played the version before. He just heard Dave Van Ronk do it, and when he went into the studio to do his first album, he decided, hey, I'm just gonna play this song. He remembered all the lyrics. He remembered the changes. That's the way Dylan, especially when he was younger, he would just absorb things and have them down. And a bunch of the songs on his first album, which is not one of his best known albums, but his debut album, a lot of solo, just him, playing. It's a lot of traditional songs. He wasn't writing songs yet. But he just took a bunch of stuff and went in there and recorded it. And a lot of the stuff he had never even tried, including that song. So the story goes in the film, and I won't spoil it too much, but I'll just tell this story, that Dylan went to Dave Van Ronk and said, hey, do you mind if I record your version of that song? And Dave says, well, Bobby, I would rather you not, because I want to record a version of it. And Bob said, oh, sorry, it's too late. And he was on Columbia Records. It was a big national release. He was the first big guy out of that, the first of the folk singers, male or female, in Greenwich Village to get signed by the big label, Columbia. So that's the answer to the story. Dave Van Ronk came up with the changes. Dylan stole them and recorded them. And then Dave Van Ronk would be playing the song, and everyone would come up to him and say, oh, you got that version from Bob Dylan. And he'd kind of roll his eyes. No, he learned it from me. And then when the Animals recorded it, they'd come up to him or come up to Dylan and say, hey, you got that version from the Animals, right? Anyway, so Dave Van Ronk apparently is the one who started that. Canada wins. Yeah, Mark. Right on. Where's the tip jar? David, it's up in the description. I'll copy it over here anyway. Yeah, it's in the description of this video. Anyhow, hey, I'm hanging out with you here. We're done, but this is fun. Having some conversations. Let's see. I'll copy and paste that tip jar link over there for you, David. I mean, you do plenty to contribute, so. This is all for you all. This is part of how I make a living, of course, but it's also just a resource for everybody, because I want to give you a chance to play. And this whole thing started, of course, when we were all in lockdown. A lot of people were out of work, and so this is kind of a community service thing. But of course, if I really truly appreciate the donations, and this is part of what gets me by as well. So anyway, you all take care, and next Monday I'll be back. I'll have a new set list. Send in your requests. Enjoy these palindrome days, 12, 6, 21. That's fun. Play some musical licks that are palindromes. I totally forgot to do that tonight. Do things that go backward and forward the same. This lick, that goes backward and forward the same. Bob is a palindrome. May a moody baby do my yam. Anyway, love you all. Have a good night, and see you down the line here. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time.